Welcome to the Echevarria Travel Show, hosted by Cheryl and Nelson Echevarria, offering you the best in travel, whether it's a destination wedding, honeymoon, couples getaway, that long-awaited family vacation, or that escorted group destination. Echevarria Travel does it all via cruises, all-inclusive resorts, or land adventures, bringing you the best of the world since 2009. Now, here they are, Cheryl and Nelson.
And we're recording. Hi, everybody. Cheryl Echevarria from Echevarria Travel, and this is Talk Travel with Cheryl for week ending July 3rd, 2020. Oh my God, July 3rd already. Oh. Anyway, today I'm going to have a guest on, Kyle A. Davis from Integrity Financial Group. But before I do that, I'm going to bring you some updates on some of our trips, some news, and then I'm going to go right into talking to Kyle. Just a friendly reminder, Monday, July 6th, if you have not registered yet, I'm having my webinar on Zoom with Sandals and Beaches Resort. This is a multiple evening with Sandals and Beaches, and after 4 weeks of doing this, we're going to have some contests, some gift giveaway on the many resorts going on. So if you haven't registered yet, go to Facebook, Echevarria Travels page, go to the event page and register on the URL, and we'll get you all signed in for Monday, July 6th. And that's from 7 to 9 p.m. I also announced today that we are going to the Grand Canyon and Canyonlands of the national park, starting with Vegas and ending in Vegas. We're going to go to Bryce and Zion Canyon, as well as a beautiful Grand Canyon. And we're doing that March 14th through the 20th, 2021. That's $13.59 per person, double occupancy. So if you're interested in and want to go, contact me at reservations at echevarriatravel.com, and that's 407-910-6469, and set up a virtual consultation with me. It's $250 per person deposit. And yes, we can work on payment plans. So, and finally, we are doing our Alaska cruise, and that is August 28th through September 4th, 2021. And we're sailing out of Seattle, Washington, and doing the Inside Passage, including Glacier Bay National Park. And again, that's up on the Echevarria Travel website, or you can go to our Facebook page and go to the URL and contact us for that as well. Some travel news going on. Today at Universal Studios, they just opened the new Bourne Stuntacular. I want to get that done correctly. If you're a Jason Bourne fan and watch the Bourne Identity and all those other movies with Jason Bourne in them, there's now a great stunt show going on there at Universal Studios, high speed, high action going on. And finally, this Friday, July 3rd, if you're a Disney fan as well as Broadway, Hamilton is coming to Disney Plus. The hottest ticket on Broadway, the hardest show to get ever. Lin-Manuel Miranda wanted to debut it in 2021 Disney movies, but he talked to Disney and he said, nope, we're doing it on Disney Plus, and that's going to be shown this weekend. Any more news coming up next week, so stay tuned. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest, Mr. Kyle A. Davis, owner of Integrity Financial Group. Hi, Kyle. How are you?
Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you. How's it going?
It's going great. A little rain here, but we're doing wonderfully. I was just saying July 3rd. I can't believe it's July already. It
Oh
is
my gosh, we're
crazy.
halfway through 2020.
Ridiculous. It's going by so fast, even with the coronavirus. It is going by so fast. So what I like my guests to do is when they come on is give us a little bio on themselves, as much or as little you want to tell us about yourself, and then give us an intro about what Integrity Financial Group is.
Sure, sure. I'm a native Floridian, a massive Florida State Seminoles football fan. Go Noles! And I, like many of our Orlando people, have that Disney background. I know you know this, but a lot of people don't know. I used to be a full-time stage actor at Hollywood Studios because I was actually a theater major in college. Fast forward 10 years, I've been uh, I've been doing retirement planning for the last 10 years. I started Integrity Financial Group in 2010, and we help entrepreneurs and small business owners navigate retirement and make it easy and simple and easy to understand. Um, that's it in a nutshell, really. Um, I love anything that has to do with the water sports. Grew up on fishing boats with my late father, and I've got a 16-month-old running around here with his grandma right now. So if you hear a little noise in the background, that's why.
We don't mind. We love kids here, so no worries whatsoever. We're very laid back here with Echevarria Travel because travel is fun. We're part of the fun bunch of business. So
Yes,
that
yes,
that
that's
is
right. I,
so
I
we're
wish
not
I
gonna.
wish I wish my work had a little bit more built-in fun like yours. Sometimes it does, but
Well, I know working with Kyle in the past, he's whether you are working with him or not, he takes your portfolio, looks at it, makes sure that you got what you got, and if you need him, he'll let you know. If you don't need him at this stage, he'll let you know as well. But I would like you to talk about, especially myself being an independent contractor, and a lot of us entrepreneurs don't think about retirement. We don't put money away. And I like to see if you give advice about, or maybe even some things that the ICs that the mistakes they make, because there's so many things online there. They run to the online booking engines, and they don't talk to real people. So what are some of the mistakes they're
mhm,
making, and what should an independent contractor be looking for when working with a financial planner?
sure. I think I think one of the biggest mistakes people make, and don't take this the wrong way, but is reading a little too much online, because there's just a wealth of information online, right? You can find anything you want. We're in the information age, but when it comes to really doing the diligence on something like retirement planning or investing, it's very highly personalized topic. I think most of America, rather, other than independent contractors like you and me, the average American worker out there has the luxury of having the automatic enrollment in the company 401k with the match and the payroll deduction, and it's very, very easy. So
Mhm.
it becomes less of a it becomes less of an ordeal. It's a little more automatic, and that's a good thing. But when it comes to people like you and me who are self-employed small business owners, we don't have the luxury of having that automatic deposit into the retirement plan, the company match, and all that. And quite frankly, our demographic, our self-employed demographic, is very, very underserved, I find, um, just because we're small. Oftentimes we're considered too small, and a lot of the firms out there, their entire focus is to look for those, big corporate accounts or those high net worth accounts. So a lot of times the small independent contractor can get left behind. So really the piece of advice I would give is don't be scared to just reach out and ask questions to a professional, because that's what we're there for. Most folks who are in the independent space, like myself, we're independent. We're not beholden to any one company for investing or products or anything like that. In fact, we're a fiduciary when it comes to investments. So my company, like some others, we're compensated the exact same way no matter how we invest somebody. So it's a best interest standard, which is great. Um, but we're really there to problem solve and help. So because I can't give specific advice over something like this, it's not compliant, and honestly, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to anyway, because I wouldn't want to give someone the wrong idea if it wasn't just right for them. My suggestion would be to just highly encourage somebody to reach out, and don't be scared to talk to someone who knows. Because I mean, if I need travel advice, I'd come running to you. I'd
Yes,
come running to the professional. You know what I mean?
yes,
And a lot of times us entrepreneurs, we hang out together, we stick together. So use your network, work with someone you trust, ask questions, find someone you trust, ask them questions, because that's what we're here for.
exactly. And on the other end of the spectrum, when people are retiring now, especially now that the age has changed from, what is it, 70 to 72 for for using your retirement or moving your accounts around. What exactly is that all about?
Well, that's yeah, there were a lot of rule changes this year, both with investment law and tax law, but mostly tax law. And two of the biggest things this year were one, like you were mentioning, it's what you were thinking about is the required minimum distribution age.
Hmm.
It used to be 70 and a half to be exact. That's the age where you have to start taking money from retirement accounts, or there are penalty taxes. That has with the passing of the Secure Act and new legislation, been raised actually to age 72 now. So it's not saying you can't tap into retirement savings before that. Actually, the early retirement, the age at which you can tap into retirement accounts with no penalties, is still 59 and a half. But now you don't have to take required minimum distributions until age 72. And because of COVID, because of the virus, required minimum distributions for the 2020 tax year have actually been waived. So if you were required to take an RMD in the year 2020, you actually don't have to this year. They made an exception. And then some deadlines were pushed back, and a number of other things. This has been the year of exceptions. But yeah, that 70 and a half to 72 age that you were talking about, that's the required minimum distribution age, did get bumped up. That is correct.
Okay, cool. That's very interesting to know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
crazy.
what I try to do also as a business owner, um, like we were mentioning, a lot of people are very into going online and booking things online versus going to the real people. And I appreciate you mentioning about each other being the professionals. Um, how I know Kyle, how I know many of the people that are going to be on this show is by us networking locally from the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce, BNI, other networking groups, and the people that I'm bringing on the show are the people I trust. And Kyle is one of them. He's also been my mentor. And a mentor can be older than you, they can be younger than you. And especially since I am new to the Florida area, I basically had to start my business all over again because I'm dealing with people at a new state and new everything to
Eh,
me. So Kyle has been, ever since I joined the business community, Kyle was like the Pied Piper. He came up, very nice gentleman, came up to me,
you're
introduced
not new
me.
anymore. You're one of the crew. You're Floridian now.
Yeah, now, yes, I am now. But the thing I'm trying to get out there, since many people in our own industries, I think they become too stifled and working online and relying on social media. The best way to get clients is word of mouth and referrals and meeting so many people out there. I mean, I know Kyle. I do know other financial planners, but I refer Kyle. If it's somebody that it's not his cup of tea or something, I will forward it to somebody else because we know there's a perfect match for everybody. And that's what I
I
try
agree.
to bring out. It's that it's very important to get out there and meet people, especially if you're a business owner, because I think a lot of people forget that these days. So I just like to bring that up in all my shows. So hopefully somebody out there is listening and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, maybe I should get out of the house and get meet other people and network and find more people to talk to. I definitely say chambers, BNIs, networking, meetups, get out there, meet people. Don't stagger and just rely on social media. It's great to have, but real businesses. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, you have traveled a lot the last couple of years. You had
Yeah.
a destination wedding, you had a honeymoon, you
Yeah.
traveled with the baby. And when I first met you, you said you used to go on your dad's tuna boat. Is that correct? Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you go
Yeah,
to,
when I was younger, more when I was younger, but I mean, those memories will never go away. I got to visit Mexico, like real residential Mexico and Barbados, and my dad ended up in Trinidad. That was the last place he fished, but I didn't get to go to Trinidad. Um, yeah, and he took me on my first cruise when I was 10. So that was like, that kind of set the bar, and I knew from a young age I loved cruises.
very. And what about you're a big Vegas person too? I mean, you got married in Vegas with your whole family there. How did that
Yeah.
start with Vegas?
Yeah, we're all in on Vegas, man. I never thought. I always thought Vegas was like this, big scary place, and lots of like not nice things happen in Vegas. But really, I mean, you stick to the main drag, and it's like, I mean, people say it's Disneyland for adults. I couldn't agree more. It's a blast. I love Vegas. I probably never would have caught the Vegas bug, um, if it hadn't have been for my wife. Uh, we were dating at the time, and or rather, no, I think we were engaged. No, excuse me, we were engaged at the time, and the this radio station that she listened to was doing this giveaway for tickets for Miranda Lambert concert in Tampa, and so she calls in on the radio show and actually wins the tickets.
Oh
It's
goodness.
like, what? We're going to see Miranda Lambert, who, by the way, is my birthday twin. We're born on the exact same day,
Oh wow.
ironically. So we go to this show in Tampa, and there's this booth set up, and these dudes are like doing surveys and stuff. And hey, would you like to come? We're giving away free this. And it was before the show, so I was like, sure, whatever. And they were from Hilton, and they were offering these vacation packages for like $300 for 3 nights in Vegas in like a really nice room. And all you had to do was like go to a 1 hour presentation and stuff. And we were like, okay, you want to go for you want to do your birthday in Vegas? So we did, and that was the first time either of us had really been to Vegas. Like, I went once for work, but I didn't really get to do anything. And it was off strip, but we went for the first time, and man, we had a blast. We had the best time, and we loved it. We learned how to play roulette, and just took in the sights, and it was just amazing. And then we decided to really check into it and see. I've heard about these Vegas wedding packages. I wonder if it's really a good value. Let me tell you something. Those Vegas wedding packages are dynamite value. And
Oh
this is
yes,
not
they
like
are.
this is not like little chapel off the side of the road either. This is in like the casino hotels with like the altar with the pews and stuff. And I'm Catholic, so I'm a little bit more on the traditional side. So it's like it checked all the boxes. I mean, beautiful. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the page. I couldn't sign the check fast enough. It was the best. And we had a great experience. We had lots of family. I think we had like 20-25 people there. And we've just been all about Vegas ever since. We even did a week in Vegas last year, last fall. Uh, it's just our favorite. And our honeymoon, like you said, we did a cruise for our honeymoon, got to go Caribbean, and man, just we love it. We love Vegas. We love cruises.
Well, the last time you went to Vegas, you took the baby with you. Can you give some advice to some young couples out there that travel, may be thinking twice about traveling with the baby and everything?
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't a big deal. We did a family trip. So like my mom was there, my mom and godmother were there, my in-laws were there. We got this like triple suite with 3 bedrooms and just did a big family trip, and it would be way more efficient than buying 3 rooms, right? So we just did this big, group travel deal. Um, but yeah, I mean, you stick to the strip. I mean, it's very it's very kid friendly. There's lots for kids to do in Vegas. Obviously, he was a baby, so we weren't like taking him to attractions and stuff like that. But going on walks up and down the strip, going to the little restaurants, not the ones in the hotels, but just the chain stuff on the strip, and between taking
Mhm.
turns with the baby and taking him in the stroller to the malls and on the bus rides and stuff. It was easy. It's really easy. Um,
Mm,
you, it definitely wouldn't have been possible if there weren't other adults to kind of tag team with.
right.
But he had a blast, and he
He
was
was
what?
good on the flight as well. He didn't have any problems with the flight.
No, no, no trouble at all. It was the first time he flew. I was actually really nervous about that, being a what, 8 month, 9 month, 8 month old at the time, that his ears might bother him, and what if he gets really hungry or can't sleep or whatever. But we packed ahead and had snacks and formula and stuff, and just prepared as best we could, and we ended up just kind of passing him around. Like I'd take him on my shoulder for a little bit and then pass him to his grandma, and it just worked out. It was not a big deal, and
Yeah.
I was amazed. But he continues to amaze me.
Well,
Let's
yes.
say results may not be typical.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say each parent is different, each child is different.
Yeah.
And I've met Tony a few times, and his personality is very laid back, like his dad
Yeah.
and mom. So I guess he picked that up from you guys to
I guess.
relax and not have everything bother him, which is good. But anyway, Kyle, I want to thank you very much for coming on today. Give us a little heads up on what you do. I hope to bring you some business to
Likewise.
financial group, and to give some advice today on not only your business but also traveling and the places you've been. So I appreciate it. You have a great July 4th, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Happy 4th of July to you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Cheryl.